Welcome. Good morning. I'm Reverend Jack Gady. I use he, him pronouns, and I serve as your associate minister here.
And I'm Kaz Burr. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the ministerial intern here.
And I'm Amy Peterson, and I'm your Director of Religious Education, and my pronouns are she, her.
Welcome to White Bear Unitarian Universalist Church. We are a community of youth, children, and adults who value courage, reverence, and compassion. We utilize that courage to extend a radical welcome to any visitors or newcomers here today. We are so glad that you are here.
If you have a profound joy or a deep sorrow, please add it to the meditation bowl, which is right there, or the chat box if you're on Zoom.
And if you have children or youth with you today who plan to attend our kids club at 9 a.m. here, please know that we will sing them out to their classes after this morning's story.
And we have just a few brief announcements. If you're looking to learn more about this church community, please, today's your lucky day. Please join the 12-minute intro and tour. The tour guide, Diane, will be over here by the fabric wall after the service. And if you're wanting to learn even more, I'll be hosting a Membership 1 class today from 12:30 to 2. Snacks and childcare will be provided.
And we're really looking forward to our winter solstice retreat coming up on Saturday, December 20th. Today is the deadline to sign up for childcare and for the Unplugged Kids Winter Solstice program that's happening at the same time as our winter solstice retreat for adults. But there is still time to sign up if you're an adult wanting to participate in the retreat. Also, we're looking for a couple of last pageant volunteers for our no rehearsal pageant that is happening on Sunday, December 21st. If costuming is your passion, come and see me. Well, we have many great costumes all ready to go for the day. We could use a little help giving a few last ones a little love and care.
Thanks, Amy. And we're hosting a winter clothing drive for the North Star Youth Outreach Center until December 21st. So please leave any donations of warm winter clothing on the cart in the social hall. Your generosity and continued support of the youth is deeply appreciated. And lastly, for all of those of you who I have been in contact with quite a bit over the last few months, I want to remind those folks who have signed up for the December Isaiah event that it is this Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 13th. We'll be meeting up at the Minneapolis Convention Center somewhere between 12:30 and 12:45 p.m. And please come talk to me after service if you have any questions about that. We are so glad to have you all here this morning.
Welcome.
Come in. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes, for here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and who you are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassionate is expected. Come into this place. Together, we make it a holy place.
My name is Teal. My pronouns are she, her. The kids have just gotten home from the bus stop, and it's already dusk. It's the season of extra weight from cold weather clothing, no walks after dinner because it's dark and icy, no gardens to play in or meeting friends on a sunshiny deck. Uh-oh, the heavy feeling of the holidays is here. There's too much to do, and I'm just so tired. Uh-oh, there's that voice again. I'm bad at all of this holiday stuff, and is any of this any fun? These dark days make me dark too. When I was a child, my family of 5 would drive to my grandparents' house in the North Woods. I remember mounds and mounds of snow on the ground, and it being so cold that the snow squeaked. I can smell the fire burning in the wood stove. My grandma hugs me close. She's making meatballs, and each of us kids has to have at least one bite of lutefisk. We're driving home from midnight mass. It's so cold and so clear. Watching the sky from the car window, completely full of stars. This is the year you could see Halley's Comet. My grandpa tells us to watch the comet up there because we'll never see anything like this again. He says, listen for sleigh bells. I'm catching my breath because all of that is lost now. My grandparents are gone, as is the wood stove. We aren't a family of 5 anymore. My children don't know their grandpa or their grandma. It's painful staring out a window, replaying what is lost. And it feels like this pain will last forever. So I hang a string of lights on the trees in my front yard, and those giant Christmas ornament balls on the branches. I see them from the window, and there's some light there now. What is that hiding in the cracks of light from the stars shining on the snow? I catch my breath. I've just finished lighting my wood stove. The smoke rises to the stars, and there's something up there that looks like a comet. I've not lost anything. They are still right here, and this is real enough to get me through. The chalice is lit today for the memories of what we lost, and for the sadness that we carry, and for the cracks of light that get us through. Our hymn we'll be singing is in the Singing the Living tradition. Oh, the opening words. Let's do the opening words. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And our hymn is number 17 in the Teal hymnal, Every Night and Every Morn. This is a dress rehearsal, right?
Today's story is from the wonderful Amy Peterson. It is called Welcome the Night, which is also a message that I need to continue to hear during these times. Jess loved the feeling of grass on her bare feet, the cool dirt of the vegetable garden, and the warm sun on her face. In the summer, she could fill the long hours of each day by climbing trees, rolling down grassy hills, playing hide and seek and gazing up at the great blue sky, watching in wonder as the clouds slowly rolled by. Each bright summer day meant a new adventure for Jess. Each journey ended only because night would come. So at dusk, Jess would return home, covered in dirt and grass and pollen, and she would go to bed, dreaming of tomorrow's adventures. Summer was Jess's favorite. When fall came each year, though Jess lamented the shorter days, she still looked forward to daydreaming as she crunched through the leaves on her way to school each day, and as she picked sunflowers on her way home. But winter was something different altogether. There were itchy socks and sweaters and scarves that tickled her nose. It was cold and dry, and the wind that once signaled her freedom now stung at her cheeks. And without all the flowers and worms and vegetables, the few hours of sunlight somehow seemed less bright. And then Jess met Sam. One cold, snowy winter evening, when Jess was feeling particularly bored and irritated by the season, she paced around the house, longing for the days of summer. Suddenly, something strange caught her eye. Outside in the dimly lit yard, she spotted a child, about her age, in a bright red coat, lying on his back in the snow. His mouth was wide open. She had to see what was going on. There was nothing left to do but to pull on her itchy socks, crawl under her heavy snow pants and coat, and slip on her boots. She put on her hat and scarf that tickled her nose and ventured outside. The snow squeaked and creaked under her feet as she made her way to this new wonder lying in the snow. Hello? What are you doing? Asked Jess, annoyed. I'm eating snow, was the joyful reply. Jess crossed her arms. Why are you eating snow? Aren't you cold? Want to eat snow with me? I'm Sam. I just moved here. And so, with nothing else to do, Jess reluctantly joined Sam. For a moment, they both lay there in the silence, watching their breath drift into the night air and the snowflakes dance gently down towards their faces. But it wasn't long before Sam broke the silence. Did you know, he started, that the stars appear to be brighter in the winter than in the summer? Did you know that not all snowflakes are actually that different? Sam went on and on. He sure did know a lot about winter. And though Jess didn't quite understand Sam's excitement for the season, his energy was infectious. Jess started to feel a little warmer even as she lay in the snow. Before long, Jess and Sam were building snow forts, creating stories about the creatures that live beneath the snow, and dreaming about the constellations in the sky. When they ran out of stories, both collapsed back down into the snow, the stars beginning to peek out from behind the clouds. Did you know, started Sam again, that in some places the long nights of winter are always for storytelling? I'll bet that there are as many stories shared on winter nights as there are stars in the sky. Jess smiled. She loved imagining people gathered around fires, sharing stories. Somehow the idea of long nights seemed less boring and more magical. Soon Jess found the season of cold, short days and long, cold nights to be more bearable with Sam around. Summer was still Jess's favorite time of year, but each year as summer turned to fall and fall into winter, Jess found herself looking forward to the warmth, stories, and brightness she found even on the longest winter nights, especially with her friend by her side. Would you please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing hymn number 1057 in your teal hymnal, Go Lift It Up, as we sing our kids out this morning. As we sink into this moment together this morning, let us take a deep breath together. Today we hold Jean Doolittle and her family in light and love. The sister of Jean's daughter-in-law is battling cancer, and the family is asking for prayers at this moment, sending love to Jean as she travels to go see her loved ones. Prayers for Jane Harper, who fractured a vertebrae in her back. Seems like surgery will not be needed, but the recovery might take a few months. Blessings of healing and recovery to her. Please hold Janelle Fischler and Ro Trippi in your hearts as Janelle's mother transitioned last Monday. It is both a blessing and a sorrow, a sunset and a sunrise. Prayers for John Wentz as he donates a kidney this Wednesday. Prayers for Ukrainians and Ukraine. And prayers for family members dealing with addiction and sadness. As the nights get longer during these cold days, a stillness can settle in. This natural moment of waiting, this slowness of space and time, can bring out many feelings for all of us. Sometimes it asks us to spend just a little bit more energy with what is going on in our hearts. There may be feelings of joy that rise to the top. Maybe a biological or chosen family member is in town that we haven't seen for a while. Maybe the snowfalls make us feel an inner sense of childish wonder. Sorrow can also come in hard and heavy during this season. A loved one who isn't there with us anymore. Seasonal depression and the effect it can have on some of us. We carry all of this. We are all of this. May we extend love and grace to ourselves and others, now and always, as we make our way down the paths of life. Today we want to lift up the Somali community of Minnesota. We hold our Somali siblings as they endure hateful attacks from the federal government and navigate the fear of immigration and customs enforcement taking them from their homes and families at a moment's notice. No one should have to live with this fear. We pray for our Somali and other immigrant neighbors as they live through these times. May you know that our community and so many other Minnesotans have your back. We pray for our loved ones in ill health, with sicknesses seen and unseen. Our hearts go out to those battling addiction, those caught in the throes of compulsive behavior. We are with those struggling with physical health issues or the processing of a diagnosis. In these times that seem to get faster by the day, may we take time to pause and slow down. See our breath spiral out into the cold air. Listen to the silence of a snowfall. Welcome the darkness as it surrounds us. May we thank the earth for all that she is and continue to open ourselves up to receive her gifts. Let us take one more breath together. Peace and blessings. Will you please remain seated and join me in singing hymn number 388 in your gray hymnal, Dona Nobis Pacem.
We'll be singing this hymn as a round. The first time we sing it, we're going to sing it all together, and then we're going to sing it staggered in 3 parts. We'll have the first group be approximately this bunch of people. This will be group 2, and then this will be group 3 over here. All of whom will be supported by the choir. So sing boldly. My name is Rack. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm the Director of Music Ministries. The special collection today will go to the nonprofit organization called United Help Ukraine. Founded in 2014, United Help Ukraine, through its headquarters in Maryland and its facility in Kyiv, is a leading voice for the people and institutions of Ukraine. This organization works through 4 major programs: Defenders Aid, Humanitarian Welfare, Medical Aid, and its Raising Awareness campaign. They deliver humanitarian, medical, and psychological assistance to those affected by the war. They provide vital mental health help for the traumatized civilians, especially the traumatized children. Safety gear, medical aid, and other equipment and supplies go to the fighters in the battlefronts. Communities are provided with long-term support for recovery. United Help Ukraine's goal is a free, democratic, and independent people and nation. Your donations today will go directly to aid Ukraine and help ensure that Ukraine must not and will not be forgotten. You can contribute by placing cash or a check in the offertory baskets, and you can contribute on our website, or you can use the text to give feature. The instructions will be on the screen in a moment. However you give, please indicate the word Ukraine. Thank you for your generosity, and we will pass the baskets now.
The first reading is by Reverend Karen Herron. Already broken, still in use. I cannot, will not count the ways my heart's been broken, but now that it is open, I'll invite you in, offer you a chair, a cup of tea, a question. Where is love moving in your life today? Together, we'll lift our hearts like cups already broken, even as we drink from them with sweet relief, what's brewed with leaves of joy and sorrow, love and loss, gratitude and grief. The second reading is called The Hope That Holds by Naomi Shihab Nye. the hope that holds. Hope is a quiet thing. It sits in your chest and refuses to leave, no matter how heavy your heart feels, no matter what storms come.
Hope is a quiet thing. It sits in your chest and refuses to leave, no matter how heavy your heart feels, no matter what storms come. I don't know about y'all, but there are some times that I just love the holidays. And then there are other times where I find the expectation of joy a bit much. I find the ubiquitous jolliness grating. Maybe I don't feel like decking the halls or filling the stockings. Or maybe I'm having a hard time believing in peace to all and goodwill on earth. It's at those times where I connect most with the concept of a blue Christmas. Not the overly saccharine version where someone's lover is gone on the holiday. The type of blue Christmas where the season holds moments of joy and frivolity next to deep pockets of sorrow, and occasionally even moments of despair. I know that some of you are feeling this way lately. I've talked to many of you who have expressed sadness over the lost loved ones who won't be with you this holiday season. And I've talked to many of you who are yourselves feeling lost and overwhelmed and heartbroken. At our church, we start almost all of our meetings and circles with a simple check-in. And in those check-in moments, I've heard some of you lay your heart bare with the way that the world is breaking your hearts. And this week is no exception. We've been hearing for so many months about ICE raids in various cities across this country. And now, just in this past week alone, the amount of ICE activity locally has skyrocketed. Raids, abductions, intimidation, detention, and deportation. I don't know about you, but my heart is breaking. The way these abductions and detentions are being carried out is dubiously illegal, undoubtedly cruel, and deeply targeted at people of color. I'm part of two different groups seeking to make a difference in the lives of immigrants right now in the face of this onslaught of cruelty and hatred. One is a clergy group, and another is a pod of people brought together under the umbrella of Indivisible. Both groups communicate primarily on the messaging app called Signal, and this week my Signal app was filled with messages. Alerts of raids, videos of detentions, invitations to trainings and protests, and warnings that it's likely going to get worse. Many people in these groups are getting trained in ways to resist this moment. They're learning how to be immigration court witnesses. They're getting trained in non-cooperation and resistance. They're learning best practices for if they see an ICE detention themselves in person, what to do, how to be the most useful. This week alone, there were protests, actions of solidarity with our Somali neighbors, and press conferences. I wasn't able to attend any events this week, but I hope I can in the future. I hope many of you are also finding ways to be useful and engaged, to strengthen your muscles of resistance, and to rise up against the injustices you see all around us. One member of my Indivisible pod was delivering donuts to a friend in Powderhorn Park this week when he saw an ICE abduction happening. He had just done the training, so he knew to stay calm, to video everything that was happening, and to delegate responsibilities to other bystanders. They did their best to get the name and phone number of the person being detained, despite the cruel jabs and callous indifference of the ICE officers. It was a serious wake-up call to witness a live video of a detention from my podmate right here in Minneapolis. And on that same message thread, people shared stories of successful resistance, big and small. The one that really caught my eye happened in the South Minneapolis restaurant called Ola Arepa. Maybe some of you heard it too. The staff had just undergone training on how to handle a potential immigration raid. They knew their rights, and they knew that the ICE officers weren't allowed to conduct a raid without a judicial warrant. And because they couldn't produce one, the manager was within her rights to force them to leave. And they begrudgingly did, but not before they tried to just intimidate their way inside. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This moment we're in is particularly cruel and jaw-droppingly close-minded. There are racist and xenophobic impulses underneath what's happening and also on the surface. And those impulses are against our religion. We believe in the values of justice, equity, and inclusion. We believe that a democracy is made better and stronger when it contains a diversity of voices and perspectives. And I'm not going to lie, it's really easy to feel like despair is winning the day right now. But that's just it. There are still enough people holding on to hope. Their hearts are already broken, but still in use, like our poet Karen Herring said in our reading this morning. But now that it is open, I'll invite you in. Offer you a chair, a cup of tea, a question. Where is love moving in your life today? And as I've been chatting with y'all and listening to those same check-in moments at the beginning of our various meetings and circles, I've also heard some of you share about steps you're taking to do a little good in your corner of the world. I've heard about the support you've been giving to refugees and immigrants. I've heard about protests and activism. I've heard about little acts of generosity and kindness. I've heard about people doubling down on their commitments, both financial and commitments of the heart. As various organizations and families are struggling with funding cuts, I've seen generosity multiply. I also wonder if some of you feel heartbroken but don't know what to do. Maybe you don't want to get it wrong, or maybe you're scared of screwing it up. I know this is true, actually, because I've talked to some of you about this. And I also know it's true because I feel this same impulse myself. But for you, for me, for all of us, I have a quick story, and it's about figure skating. As many of you know, my partner is a figure skater, so we often have various figure skating competitions playing on our TV. Sometimes I'm in the other room reading, but sometimes I'm intrigued and have the time, so I plop down next to Garrett to watch some incredible artistry and athleticism. There's one particular skater right now who's taken the skating world by storm because he was the first figure skater to land a quad axel in a competition. His name is Ilya Malinin, and I promise it will make more sense soon. And just to be clear, a quad axel is where you take off facing forward and you do 4 rotations and a half and land on one leg. It's wild. He did this back in 2022, but he just keeps adding more tricks to his program, including a backflip, which is now legal in skating, and quad variations of all the other possible skating jumps, the Lutz, the Saukow, the toe loop, you get the picture. So for this year's program, he included 7 quad jumps in his program, which sounds kind of otherworldly and virtually impossible. And when he first skated the program back in January of this year, he landed 6 of them, but not all 7. That already broke numerous records that he's still trying to push himself, right? He's obviously training his tuchus off, but he also has an incredible and deep reservoir of hope that this seemingly impossible thing might be accomplished, like a little figure skating Don Quixote, right? And then for the entire 2025 season, he's been trying to do this program with 7 quad jumps and landing them all cleanly, but inevitably he falls or under-rotates or somehow fails to cleanly land all 7 jumps in a single program. Yet for some reason he persists. He has some heavy hope in his chest that this accomplishment is within his realm of possibility. And then yesterday, when I was trying to write this very sermon from my home office, I heard some figure skating on the TV. I knew I needed a break, so I asked Garrett to call me in when Ilya was about to skate. And when he called me in, I watched him break another record and become the first skater ever to cleanly land all 7 quad jumps in his program. 12 months, 11 months after he started this journey, right? It was beautiful and impressive. And I was just struck by how much hope and tenacity it must have required to keep trying a program that felt so close to impossible. In our own little ways, I bet many of us have experienced similar moments. I play the piano, as some of you know, and during my senior year, I committed to playing a very difficult piece by Grieg for my senior recital. It took a lot of practicing, and I could have given up, but I didn't. Did I play it flawlessly at my senior recital like Ilya Malinin and his skating? No. But I played it, and that was enough. I wonder what the story is for you, what ways you've let your own hope drive you forward into some seemingly crazy dream or aspiration. I know that many of us are hurting and grieving right now, and I hope that we know how to metabolize that hurt and grief and turn it into action. And not just flawless action where everything goes perfectly and we land all 7 quad jumps. I hope we're willing to go out there and commit to a program where we know full well we might fall, right? We're going to make mistakes. But that's the only way you're going to get better. We learn from our mistakes. We know this, yet we try so hard to avoid them. Here at this church, let's cultivate a tenacious spirit of big swings, of failing upward, of learning through experimentation, and of growing through failures. But for just a moment, let's return to this concept of blue Christmas. If you're feeling blue this season, please know that you are not alone. Please know that not everyone will expect or demand you to be joyful just because it's December. There are many people who want to meet you right where you are, and you might just find a lot of kindred spirits who occasionally struggle through the holidays. In our final hymn, we will sing about the importance of gathering friends around us, even as we are sinking down. That's exactly the time we need to gather friends the most. And that's also the time where gathering friends might feel the hardest. But in those moments where you feel like you're sinking down, I hope you remember the words of Naomi Shihab Nye. Hope is a quiet thing. It sits in your chest and refuses to leave. No matter how heavy your heart feels, no matter what storms come. May it be so, and make it so. Amen. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 18 in the gray hymnal, What Wondrous Love. Friends to us gathered round, how can we go on singing? We don't always know how. Our hearts might be broken, and even our hope sometimes feels broken. But in the words of Karen Herring, they may be already broken, still in use. As heavy as our hearts are, the hope is still there in our chests. Maybe it has broken open and is reforming itself into something new. Be tender with yourself and with others today in this holiday season. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very hard. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. Go in peace.